Hey you guys, what's going on everyone? Welcome to my channel. My name is Kiafa. Welcome back to my tribe. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, you guys. So it is December 3rd and I wanted to just come, I don't know what I'm gonna title this yet because I kind of did a video trying to show surgical techs how to manage their money and budget their money to be able to either exit or to retire. Of course, he's gonna open the door. Hold on, guys. Okay, so yeah, back to what I was saying. I was trying to figure out how to title this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and share with you guys what I have. Stop, Rocket. What I have. Sorry about that. So I went and did some number crunching for you guys that are surgical techs, or if you're an employee. I don't know if I'm gonna just name it specifically for surgical tech or what, but I wanted to just show you guys how I budget. I don't even get it. How I budget or how I looked at my money and my numbers to decide where I was gonna put my focus at. And so I have it written down here. I would take a picture of it and like post it, but it's chicken scratch right now. So just to hop right in, what I did was I used $40,000 as a base budget for this, or as a base income, excuse me, for this like scenario. And what that does is that gives you $3,333 a month. Okay, so with that being said, if you aren't aware of how most financial advisors and like budgeters, they tell you to take 50% of your income. Some say 75 to 50. It just depends on if you have a family or not. But I say 50% or less of your income and use just as living expenses. And living expenses include your rent, your phone bill, your food, your electricity, all types of insurance. It includes student loan. Yeah, everything. Like that's what you're gonna live off of. So 50% of your income goes towards that. So in this scenario of me using $40,000 a year, 50% of the monthly, so $40,000 a year equals $3,333 per month. But to break that down to this expenses, if half of that goes to my monthly expenses, that means $1,666.50 go towards my living expenses. That means if you making $40,000, you shouldn't be spending more than $1,666.50 on your living expenses. And you heard what living expenses are. So your rent or mortgage, your car note, car insurance, your cell phone, everything comes out of that 50% that you use to live off of. Now the other 50% gets broken down into two different categories. The first being investments, and that one gets 30%. And then the second one is saving, and that gets 20%. Okay. And in this scenario, the numbers are $999.90 for investing per month, and then $666.60 for saving per month. And this is on a $40,000 income, you guys. So I just want you to understand that. And I use 40,000 because that's what the national average said surgical tech was. So this really is for surgical tech. But if you make $40,000, this is the breakdown. So it also say, so for me, when it comes to investing, it's really about three categories that you'll be hearing most people talk about, and it'll be real estate, stocks, and businesses, right? So those are the three pillars, the top dogs. And then in savings, what I wrote and what most people advise is for you to do 6 months of your monthly expenses, and then everything else start after 6 months. Then you can go back to putting it into savings. Okay, so just to give you the numbers again, if you making $40,000 a year, which is $3,333 a month, half of that is $1,666.50. That half is for your living expense. Then your investments is $999.90. So what you should do is pick which area that you want to invest your money in. So we already know in the savings part that we're going to get 6 months of savings. And after 6 months of savings, we're going to start sending everything else to investing. And why would we do that instead of leaving in a savings account? Because investing gives you a return on your money. It puts your money to work for you. This is what a lot of people don't do. They basically live in paycheck to paycheck. And yeah, so if you're looking at real estate brings in about 8.6% return on your investment. That depends on the property, and basically it depends on what type of property. So you can get like a single family home or a multi-family home or land. So that kind of fluctuates or varies when it comes down to real estate, but the average is about 8.6% in real estate. Now, what I'm gonna say about real estate is, to me, it seems a little more difficult to get into because you need more money. So if you starting off at the bottom, real estate might not be the best option at first until you get more money, unless you have, you know, some people that you want to go into business with, that you can take a portion of your money and their money and put it together, and that'll give you enough to go out and buy the property that you want. So that's the way that you can do it. But I know, like, for most people like myself, we don't have that type of money available, to go buy a multifamily home or even a home. Most people get their houses on mortgage, and that's fine if that's something you want. I just went and do a single family home on mortgage. If you're gonna do a mortgage, I would use that to buy a multifamily home, because then at least the tenants will be offset in the mortgage. So hopefully, if you do it right, you can have maybe 4 units, right? Four units. And if you have 4 units, one person you can live in one of the units, and the other 3 units should be occupied, and those 3 occupants should at least cover the mortgage. So you can either live rent free, or maybe you'll only be paying like $200 a month. And so that's one way to invest in real estate. The next one is stocks. This one I think is a little more beginner friendly and easier to get into, because you can start saving and investing in stocks with $5. You know, if you have Robinhood, if you don't have Robinhood, you should look into it. But this gives you a 7 to 10% return on investment for the most part. And I know a lot of people are iffy about stocks, but if you purchasing, like, VOO is a ETF that has multiple companies in it, and you don't have to go in and pick individual stocks. Now, once you get a little more comfortable with buying shares and stuff like that, then if you want to, you can go in and pick individual stocks. And what I mean by individual, I mean like Amazon, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, Sony. If you wanted to, you can go in and purchase those separately, or you can go do an ETF that'll give you more than one company in the stock, in the share. Okay, so I do like stocks. Like I say, it's easy, it's passive. One thing in real estate, if you like doing homes and stuff, you may have like tenants that tear up and stuff, so you have to take into consideration that. But I do believe that 8.6% does include, you having to do work on the house. So just be mindful. Like, real estate may be a little more physically involved too, because you got to go check the property, and you might have to work with other professionals to make sure that the property stays at tip-top shape. And then stocks, like I said, you can do stocks from anywhere. Most people buy their stocks and then just let them sit for a couple years. The goal is to not mess with them. You should leave them there at least 10 years, I say, because then you can see the compounding interest. And so that's what I have for stocks. And like I said, I just like them. It's passive. You just sit at home and do them on your phone, or at work, wherever you are. You just like buy. If you hear something like, let me go buy these shares right now, and then boom, you're done. And if the business is successful, you'll either get a dividend, which you can either take and keep as capital gains, or you can just reinvest it, which is what I would do. So you don't have to pay capital gains until you're ready to like cash all the way out. But stocks is definitely a way to create income, or to like set yourself up for retirement. It should be a part of your plan, your financial plan. And then the next one on here is business. This is my favorite, which is, it brings you a ROI of 15 to 30%. And 15 to 30% is a lot more, but you have a lot more risk in business. And that's because too, you have to kind of come up with the business. You have to get the business in motion. You have to, it's up to you whether or not the business is successful or not. But once you get the ball rolling, your return should be between 15 to 30%. Now, the thing with businesses is you got to pick a business that is going to be something that you enjoy, so you can actually spend time to develop it and things like that. And also, if you want it more passive, then you could do like online business where you can do from anywhere. And they're different businesses. So when I say online business, it don't necessarily have to be like something. It could be anything. You could just write a book and just sell the book, and you can get 15 to 30% return on your investment. And if you don't really spend money on writing a book, if it's just time, then that's just straight profit. So businesses can be looked at not so much as a brick and mortar like what they used to be back in the day, but you can have a YouTube business. You can have a, like I said, ebook business. You can have a gaming business. And the idea is that you get a return on your investment between 15 to 30%. So that's why I like business. And I think business also allows you to create more than one stream of income, but so does these other ones. So, but I'm more biased to business. I'm not going to even lie. Okay. So I also put 2 other ones on here for you employees because I know like this is what y'all like. And so I got 401k on here. Now, the thing about a 401k is, first of all, even if your employer matches you, if you do not stay at that job for the amount of time that the employer requires for you to get the money, you don't get the money. So that's the first thing. The second thing is it is tax deferred, which means in the future, you'll be paying taxes on it. Now, what we know is, especially right now in America, that the taxes are going up. So if you put the money in the 401k now, when you pull it out when you're older and you need it, you're going to be paying the higher taxes most likely. Now, you might not, but you might, most likely you will. And so, yeah, your return on investment, though, will be between 5 to 8%. So it is on the lower end, but it's the easiest one because most of you go to work and they just be like, okay, sign up for the 401k. And then they just start pulling out your check and it goes to an account that most people don't even go check. And that, I think that leaves you a little bit vulnerable. But the biggest issue that I have with this 401k and the match is the fact that if you don't stay at that facility long enough to get the match, you just saved, it's just a savings account that is not getting taxed. And you can transfer your money, but you still have to pay. Once you start moving it, you still have like taxes. And I also put a Roth IRA on here, which is 7 to 10%. And both of these, the Roth IRA and the 401k and the stocks, are dependent upon the market conditions. So right now, should you buy shares and stuff in a recession? Yes, because they're on discount right now. And a 401k is pretty much stocks, like they just do it for you. You don't have to think about it. I think that's a little dangerous because you leaving your employer, they basically making the decisions, or the company that they hire is making a decision for your future. And I just think that that's not great. And so that's what I have for that. So what I did with those numbers that I gave you guys earlier, I kind of broke them down and I added 15, 20, and 30% to them just to give you an idea how much money. And I did it over a 10-year period. So if you were investing the $999.90 for 120 months, which is 10 years, then at 15%, well, if you just invested that without adding a percentage to it, it's $119,988. So if you just save that money at home, that's how much you would get. But if you put it into a investment that brought you 15%, you would get $137.98 or 80. $137,986.20. $86.20. So you would get about That's $20,000. So that's about a $20,000 difference just with putting it into something that's gonna bring you 15%. 20% on that 119,000 brings you to $143,985.60. So that's another with the same number. So if you save the same amount of money, the $119,988, and you got a return of 20% on that money, you'll get $143,985.60. Now that same sorry guys, it was a bug. $119,988 at 30% gives you $155,984.40. So this is why you want to put your money in an investment instead of a savings account. Also, a savings account with a bank right now, you won't lose too much money, but with inflation, you end up losing about 1%, 1%, 1% on your money if you just put it in a savings account. So we don't put money in the savings account. The only thing that's in the savings account is 6 months of your monthly expenses. So you can put 6 months of your monthly expenses in whatever you need, whatever you can get access to immediately. Okay, so I just wanted to share that with you guys because I think people don't really take the time out to do the number. You can also, if you're trying to do retiring, if you want to figure out your retirement number, what you need to do is figure out how much money is what you want, how you want to live. So if you want to live like $50,000, $60,000 a year, then you do the same thing, but you do 50 as your living expenses, your monthly living expenses, 30 as your investment, and 20 as your savings, and you just work the numbers like that. But most people don't sit down and take the time out to do the numbers. So you just end up working and working and working, and you don't really know what you're working towards. So for me, I like to keep my monthly expenses as low as possible so I can invest more. Like, I don't want to live off 50%. I would like to live off 20% and then invest, 40% and have 6 months in savings with the savings account. But in order to do that, I would have to make more money. And out of all of these, the ones that you can make more money the fastest is business. So if I'm making $40,000 at my house, and not at my house. If I'm making $40,000 at my job, then I can, when I get home, I can either start my own home business or at some point quit my job and just work my business, which is going to give me 15 to 30% return on investment, and it's going to allow my income to increase. Instead of me working at a job this was a 10-year plan. Even if you did 20 years, at this $40,000, you will not become a millionaire. You will only have about, at this, if I did double this, basically, that's 220, it's like $230,000 that you would get if you just saved it and you work for 10 years, saving basically $1,000 a month. Now, that's not going to get you rich. So you need to come up either with a job or a career that's going to give you more than $40,000 a year, or create a business that's going to allow you to, make more than $40,000 a year. And so I just wanted to come share that with you guys today because I was just sitting there. I was thinking, like, people want to go to school and everything, and they want to go. You're going to go to school for a whole bunch of years, and really, there's nothing wrong with going to school, but why are you going to school? What's the point? So you want to be able to retire and take care of your family. Well, what's the numbers? Like, nobody is willing to sit down and run the numbers. So this is how the financial advisors advise you to set up a budget, do 50, 30, 20, and really you're trying to get that 50 lower, like, and your investments higher, because you want to be able to, sorry, I thought somebody was pulling up. You want to be able to have more, you want to be able to invest more so you can get more on your return instead of just using your living off your expenses or living off your monthly income and your expenses are like so high that you can only save, you know, $40-$50 a month, that's a start, but it's not gonna retire you. You know, especially if if you can save $20 a month if you're like in your 20s. But if you're 30s, 40s, you have to come up with a real game plan. And the beginning of the game plan is 50, 30, 20. 50 like for your living expense, 30 for your investment, and 20 for your savings until you get to 6 months. And then after 6 months, you start sending everything to your investment account. And like I said, you got 3 ways to invest: as real estate, stocks, and business. And like I say, once you can invest in all 3 of these, but I would pick one first and then start diversifying my portfolio. That's what that means when they say that, to have more than one thing. What I didn't put on here was gold or silver, like precious metals. That's also something to invest in. I'm not really into Bitcoin. I don't know about it, so I'm not going to talk about it. And I haven't invested in gold or silver, but I plan to. And I'm looking in it right now and studying, like trying to figure out, like, do I really want to just buy gold? Because if you don't know, you can buy gold coins. Right now, they're going about $2,000 per coin. And the gold coin holds its value more than the dollar, our fiat money. So that's why you see a lot of investors shifting towards gold right now. And you can too, which gold, obviously, you're not going to be able to take the gold nuggets or the gold coins to Walmart or somewhere like that. But you can still go sell them to, like, we have like gold places. We buy gold all over the place. So you can take it there and they'll buy your gold. I think pawn shops also buy gold. But you're not going to get what it's worth in a pawn shop. But gold is a way to invest, and gold has been going up. I didn't look to see what the return on investment was with gold because I really just thought about it right now. But these are the 3 that I know about. And even with real estate, if you don't want to go into real estate, you can buy stocks, REIT. They're called REIT, REITs. You can buy REITs, and that's like a company that purchases real estate, and then they're publicly shared. So you can go buy shares of the companies that own the real estate instead of actually purchasing real estate. So that's the way to get into it. But I would try to invest. I think the first thing that I started doing was buying stocks, even though I was already in business. But I knew I could make money with stocks by just putting the money in there, and I don't have to do anything. Like, I literally just transfer the money to the account, and once I've picked the stocks that I want, that's it. The money is there, and I just leave it there. If I need it, I'll cash out and I'll use it. But for the most part, it's just there. Compounding. And so business, I would just suggest you guys choose something that you are comfortable with. Pick a hobby, turn your hobby into a business. And, you can either do that while you're working. I would suggest you do an online business so you don't have to leave your house, or you don't have to like go work at you're not obligated to be somewhere else. So if you pick a business, turn one of your passions into a paycheck, you know what I'm saying? Do that. Then it may be more beneficial to your return on investment. Did I say that right? Yeah, it may be a bit more beneficial to you, not necessarily a return on investment. I was still kind of reading, but that's all I got for you guys. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure that you are planning your future. I did this based off of $40,000 a year income. So if you make more than that, then these numbers may be a little bit different. You may have a little more room to wiggle and stuff like that. But my goal is to lower my monthly expenses and to increase my income. Like, that's the goal, to get your monthly expenses as low as you can get them and to increase your income to the highest of your potential. And then when you get in the more you have in income, the more you can invest. And also, like how I was saying with this monthly expenses on this $40,000 a year income, my monthly expenses, according to the financial advice, should be only $1,666.50. Some people paying that in rent alone with a $40,000 income. Like, you're over budget. You're over budget. So either you increase your income or you go find a less expensive home, or drive a less expensive car, have a less expensive phone. Like that, you got to lower your monthly expenses, because it don't make sense for you to be spending more money monthly on just random stuff and you not really putting no money up to like take care of the future you. Like the future you gonna be mad at the current you if ain't no money up there. You know, like when we get there, it better be some money there, or I'm gonna come back and kick your butt. I'm crazy. But anyway, I'm not crazy, but I'm being silly right now, but I'm being serious at the same time. Like your future self will be grateful that you took the time to figure out how to actually live within your means. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. So even if you do go to work for someone or go to school, and you know, at least you know how to budget your money a little bit. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys.